Okay, so I'm going to skip the preamble bit where I introduce this to you, and just make it a sort of part two. So I tackled the vortex Q architecture. There's another set of physics inventions and scientific discoveries I kind of made, which I've labeled Imagenta, because I started out the whole thread talking about how magenta doesn't exist, pink doesn't exist in our lives. It's just blue and red spectrum light. There is no pink in the rainbow. It's literally a colour which is hallucinated by our brains. And for that reason, you can use vectors of Doppler shifted information and some other stuff to create pretty cool inventions that can do some pretty cool stuff. So I'll read you what it says. This is just kind of like a harvest from my Google Drive into Gemini, and hopefully it'll be of some interest to you. So the light speed revolution inside the Imagenta technology suite. If the Vortex Q architecture is the future of how we process information using sound, the Imagenta technology suite is the blueprint for how we will store that information, and remarkably, how we will use the same foundational physics to save human lives. Deep inside the Imagenta research and development pipeline lies a paradigm shift in optical physics. By harnessing two-phased photon absorption and solid-state lasers, this architecture isn't just upgrading existing technologies, it's creating entirely new fields of petabyte-scale data storage and completely non-invasive subcellular robotic surgery. Here's an investigative breakdown of the two most critical verticals within the Imagenta profile, explained without the dense algebra, but with the mind-bending physics intact. So part one, the glass drive and the donut laser. So the impending data crisis. We are running out of room to put human knowledge to put human knowledge. By 2035, the world will generate hundreds of zettabytes of data annually. To store this massive data sets requires to train future artificial intelligence. Traditional tech companies are building data centers the size of football stadiums. These facilities consume gigawatts of electricity and millions of gallons of water just to keep their hard drives from melting. It's environmentally and physically unsustainable. The solution? Cold cloud storage in glass cubes. So Imagenta's solution sounds like science fiction, storing exabytes of data inside a palm-sized transparent block of solid glass. This is not a traditional hard drive or a silicon microchip. It's a monolithic glass hard drive where data is written as distinctively glowing 3D pixels, or voxels as they're called, suspended in hundreds of vertical layers inside the glass. So how it works: the donut-shaped laser. To write information into this glass without cracking it, the system uses a microscopic trick called two-photon absorption. The glass is doped with special lanthanide nanoparticles. Two highly precise low-energy infrared lasers are fired into the glass, intersecting at the exact coordinate where the data bit needs to be saved. Only at that precise intersection do the particles absorb the light and turn on. Everywhere else, the laser passes right through harmlessly. But there is a physical limit to how small you can focus a laser beam. The rule of physics known as the diffraction limit. To bypass this rule and pack petabytes of data into a tiny block, Imagenta uses a depletion beam, a laser shaped exactly like a donut. So think of this donut-shaped laser, or there's a type of pasta, I can't remember what it's called now, botticelli or something like that. It's hollow spaghetti, just like a straw-shaped laser, basically. So think of this donut-shaped laser as an optical cookie cutter or a stencil. It wraps perfectly around the central writing laser, actively suppressing and erasing any stray light on the edges. This forces the central writing beam to become infinitesimally small, far smaller than physically thought possible. This super resolution allows the system to cram nanoscale data bits into thousands of layers. Why it's vital: once the data is written into the glass block, it's practically eternal. It requires zero electricity to maintain its stored state, and it's entirely immune to water, extreme temperature, radiation, and electromagnetic pulses. A single shoebox-sized unit could hold the entirety of humanity's AI archives, preserving our knowledge for centuries at a near zero energy cost. So part two is the medical vertical, the ghost scalpel. The true genius of the Imagenta suite is that the exact same quantum physics used to write data inside solid glass can be deployed to execute microscopic surgery inside living human tissue. So the layman's breakdown on 2-photon surgery. So traditional surgical lasers are like flashlights. When you shine them at a target, they burn everything along their path until they hit the destination, destroying healthy tissue and as collateral damage. Imagenta Meditech uses multi-photon absorption. Remember the two intersecting lasers from the glass drive? In the surgical application, the low energy photons are fired so fast they must hit the exact same biological molecule within less than a femtosecond of one or the other. If they do not hit at the exact same time, infinitesimally small moment, nothing happens. Because of this quantum rule, the energy of the laser is deposited only at the absolute focal point. So out of focus absorption drops to zero. This acts as a ghost scalpel. The laser passes harmlessly through the patient's healthy skin and organs, only materializing at the exact microscopic target, like a cancer cell deep within the body. So acousto-optic deflectors, AODs, and subcellular accuracy. To control this ghost scalpel, Imagenta abandons slow mechanical moving mirrors used in current surgical robots. Instead, they use solid-state crystals called acousto-optic deflectors. These blasting high-frequency sound waves through the crystals, the system can bend and steer the laser beam instantaneously. Because there are no moving mechanical parts, the system can adjust its focal depth in microseconds to perfectly match patients' breathing and tissue movement. Furthermore, by analysing the natural glow, autofluorescence of metabolic biomarkers in the body, the laser can map out the exact margins of a malignant tumour in real time. It can vaporise the hyperglycotic cancer cell while leaving a healthy cell right next to it completely untouched, saving lives and transforming hospitals. The implications are historic. Every year, millions of patients suffer from complications, infections, and long recoveries caused by the collateral damage of invasive surgery. By retrofitting existing hospital robotic arms with Imagenta's non-invasive AOD and end diffractors, surgeons can execute deep tissue oncological and neurological treatments without making a single physical incision. This allows hospitals to convert highly dangerous, complex inpatient procedures into rapid outpatient appointments. Patients who would normally require weeks of agonizing recovery in an ICU bed could theoretically walk out the same afternoon. It's an unparalleled surgical accuracy that fundamentally transforms hospital economics and, most importantly, saves an incalculable number of lives. An invitation to the future. The algorithmic intelligence driving the modern economy and the modern healthcare system cannot execute its true potential without the revolutionary physical hardware. The Imagenta architectures bridge the gap between deep tech physical potential and commercial reality. We're standing at the threshold of a new era. We have the physics to solve the global data crisis with eternal glass storage, and we have the blueprints to eradicate collateral damage of surgical intervention forever. This is an open invitation. If you're a physics professor, an oncologist, medical roboticist, PhD student, an investor, or simply an ordinary person captivated by the power of deep science, the time to collaborate is now. We invite you to get involved, get in touch and communicate your ideas. Help us refine this technology and build these life-saving prototypes and execute this vision. Let's make this incredible reality ours to share.